Good morning, students. I hope you all are keeping fine. Is that right? Okay, please take your history book. Please take your history book and open page number 52. In this video, I would like to discuss with you about the life in the Delhi Sultanate. Life in the Sultanate period. During the Delhi Sultanate period. That is lesson 6. We have seen that the Sultanates was about 300 and little more than that. This period saw many development. There did rise and fall of many ideologies, religion, society, political life, religious life, social life, economic life. All that has been affected. So these rulers, the rulers of Afghan, Persian and Turkish, this was the mixture of all this, and they have left effect on the society of India, and so people of India were very much affected, and also the vice versa, that is the Persian rulers or the Persian people, all of them have been affected by the social conditions of India. And therefore today I would like to discuss on the life of the people during that Sultanate period, or let us say little after that. What was the effect that they put on the Indian people, and so we will identify some of them. So as it is known as the Delhi Sultanate ruled over most part of the Indian subcontinent for about 1206 to 1526 CE. And during this regime, as a result, significant impact on almost every aspect, see that, every aspect of human life, like society, literature, art, architecture, and so on, have been influenced by the Persians. It is known as as a result, a social Indo-Islamic culture has been formed. Indo-Islamic culture, the combination of two, the Islamic culture and Indian culture. So what was the society was like? Society of this period witnessed an interesting fusion of Islamic and Indian traditions. So Islam's and also vice versa. There was a caste system. Number one was in India. There was a caste system in India prevailing that time, and this affected the life of the people of Persia or Persian ruler. So they have seen something, that is that there is a gradation in the system, in the social system, and so caste system had greater influence on Muslim women, and so they followed the parda system of Muslim was also accepted by the Hindu also. Parda system was not of India. Caste system was not of Persia, but this was the give and take of these two cultures. Education, sati pratha, parda system, and many widow remarriages, all this are affected. Okay, so the society was, first of all, it was divided into four categories. Number one, aristocracy, where the sultan and the family members, nobles, landlords, Brahmins, these were the people that belonged to the aristocracy. The khutbah was read or acknowledged by the Islamic law. Islamic law. Next one was priestly class of people. This group consisted of ulema, who was the chief advisor, Maulvi, the expert is Islamic law, the Qazi, the Islamic judicial officer, and the Brahmins. These groups of people, Brahmins, that is of India, they belong to the priestly class of people. Number three is the town dwellers. You know, town dwellers where the business goes. So who can be there? It is the Vaishya class of people, the traders, all the Vaishyas, those who dealt with the give and take, buy and sell, all that. So they were artisans, merchants, traders, they belong to this. Fifth one is the peasantry group. Peasantry means farmer group. And who were the people there? The peasants lived in the village. They were exploited, most exploited people, village people. They paid taxes and they served all three classes of people, the higher classes of people. So this was the struggle life. This society mostly struggled till today, my dear students. Till today, this class of people, the lowest class of people, they are still today struggling people. A change of rulers or dynasties does not affect them. Did not affect them. They were same till today. I must say till today. But there is some consolation because of our Bhimrao Ambedkar, who had paid attention little more than that, and Mahatma Gandhi, and so they are raised, and today they are benefiting also as well. Okay. Next one is the architecture. Art and architecture I will take together. Art and architecture I will take together. So Sultan's hallmark, Indo-Islamic architecture was there, naturally, and they gave something of Indians they took, and then something of a Persian we got it. Arabs and Persians introduced new style of architecture, blended very well with the existing Indian style. That means mixed. It was quite fit to the Indian customs and traditions or architecture. The two architectural features, the constructions of a dome and pointed arch. You see that here, pointed arch in your diagram, in the book it is there, pointed arch and the dome, D-O-M-E, dome. Please don't read dome, it is doom, D-O-O-M-E. Okay, so also tomb, don't read tom, it is not tom, it's tomb. Pronunciation is double O. Please note that. So this was that. The third thing was the minaret. If you remember, we have discussed during the live class about all this. So I am just summarizing it. So there was an extensive use of red sandstone in the building. Later monuments were surely they were covered with stone and the plaster and all that. They were decorated with floral and geometric figures. The Quran, verses of Qurans also were engraved on the pillars and the walls. See the pillars, how big and the thick pillars they have made. The calligraphy on the walls of the Qutub Minar. Calligraphy is there. Writing style, calligraphy. The local Indian craftsmen were trained in Persian style of art, and these craftsmen also introduced their own ideas, like they introduced the swastik. Swastik also was put in the Indo-Islamic culture or architecture. lotus flower, bell. These three things, swastik, lotus flower and bell, these are of Indians. So this was found in a place in Islamic building also. The monuments and the buildings, the calligraphic, geometric designs, all these were the part of their architecture. And some prominent monuments of Sultanate period are Qutub ul Islam, Qatul Islam, not Qutub, Qatul Islam, built in Delhi. That was the first mosque. Next one is the Alai Darwaja, that is in Ajmer, Alai Darwaja. Okay, all that is there. Tomb of Ghiyasuddin, Tughlaqabad Fort and Firoz Shah Kotla, all these are the part of the monuments. Languages are languages, and then literature, paintings, music and dance. I will discuss in the next video. So till what I have discussed, that is society and art and architecture only. First introduction, then society, the classes of society, then art and architecture. What were the three things that were introduced and by the Persians, that is dome and the true arch or pointed arch. And from Indian side, Indian and the domes, pillars and true arch. Next one is the Indian side, what they have